one.
Right.
I love Silver from Birmingham and another organization, just like Holly is. Good friend. She obviously loves me. She's here doing for me, and I love her because I go to Birmingham and do things for her.
All the time.
That's young living. That's young living. Smartest person I know with like stuff. Facebook stuff, invitations stuff, telephone stuff. She's the bomb.com and she can do it all, and I have to just call her up. And one time I was so bad, I had to get in the car and drive 5 hours to Birmingham and meet her at a coffee shop and let her, and well, I don't care, I'm not very vain. I couldn't understand it, Gail. I could not understand what she was telling me to do. And I just said, I'm coming up there. I'm just going to drive up there because I got to learn how to do this. And I drove up there and was met at the coffee shop, and an hour and a half later, it was done. Now, I didn't do it, but she did it. But it was just something that had to be done. This lady's going to teach you how to do it, so I don't want any of y'all calling me anymore. That's the purpose of this. Please welcome Lee Karcher from Birmingham.
No, I'm so short. I'm short. I said little. Well, thanks. All right. Janie Hill is amazing. She came into my life at a time when the Lord knew I just needed a friend. And if I talk about her too much, I'm going to stand up here and cry instead of teach y'all class. So I'm just going to leave it at that and say that she loves me and I love her, and that's the way cross-line friends are, and you just do stuff for each other, whether you're on the same team or not. And I don't know if this thing's going to stay. It keeps wanting to smack me in the face. What's wrong? Help me. And I'm loud anyway, so y'all may not even need this. God gifted me with a really big mouth. Okay, one thing I do have to say about Janie is that she pumps me up and thinks that I'm just awesome in the area of technology because she's so bad. And it's not that I'm that good, so let me just clarify that. I don't know a whole lot about technology, but I know enough to do some things that have pushed my organization a little bit further down the road in 3 years than where we were when I first started with Young Living in 2013. So I chose this title for our title slide for a reason. That last word is in all capitals for a reason. We are going to keep this super simple. This is not going to be a hard technology class. And I met some new friends on Thursday night who are from Tennessee, and they were over there talking about doing a Cinch Share class in the car on the way down here, and they were posting on their Facebook while they're driving, and they've got this set up for this piece of technology and this set up for the other one. And I looked at Alicia and I said, you can go take a nap on the beach Saturday afternoon because you don't need me at all. And she was very gracious and very kind. And but it's true. This is going to be super simple. There are a lot of things we're going to roll through pretty quickly, but then at the end we're going to camp out in an app for a while so that for those of you that don't know how to make a very simple graphic on your phone, that you will be able to make one very simple graphic before I sit down. That's my biggest goal, is that you know how to do that before I'm done. So if you already know how to do that, you don't have to stay. You won't hurt my feelings. I get it. It will be the most boring hour of your life. Or you can take it as a training opportunity to see how to teach other people who don't even know how to turn their phone on how to make something, and learn, and just use this as as a teaching opportunity to learn how to teach easy, because this is going to be very easy. So I made this graphic right here in about 3 minutes. It is that easy. Because of the tools that are out there now, this came together in 3 minutes, and I'm not even exaggerating. So we're going to remake this graphic together, but at the end. Because most of you feel like this. When you turn on a computer, most of you trying to work a business and use technology, that's what you feel like, isn't it? Isn't that where you end up? Or if it's not that, how about that on a Saturday night when you're trying to get something promoted and the deadline's in 2 days, and then something goes wrong and you're like, oh, good night, and you just start crying. I've done that. I was working on something for 3 hours, and I don't know what happened. It just was gone. And everything I knew to do to find it again didn't work, so I was stuck. So then I looked like that. That's actually could be my baby picture, I'm just saying. Bless. Don't you just want to squish her? She's just so cute. Okay, so we're going to do a lot in Facebook. So raise your hand if you brought your cell phone or your iPad. Either one of those will work at this point. You don't need your laptop, so please put it off or on airplane mode or something where it's not sucking juice. You just need your phone or your iPad or your tablet. Whatever, well, let me just rephrase it like this. Whatever you would use in your business to create a graphic or do something on Facebook, pull that out. Because you're going to need to know how to use that device when manipulating Facebook. Because we're going to look at creating events. We're going to look at doing a Facebook Live within an event. We're going to look at copying and pasting something so that you don't get that irritating attachment unavailable rectangle across your post, which I see all the time still. I'm going to tell you why that happens and how not to ever do it again. Because I'll tell you, your customer base, they don't like that. If you're trying to advertise and do your business on Facebook and the only thing you ever post gets them an attachment unavailable rectangle, they don't pay attention to you for very long. If that keeps happening, you lose them. So we don't want that to happen. We want to keep people engaged. It doesn't have to be fancy. Again, title page, simple. But statistics have shown that when you post a graphic to make your point, more people will look at it. More people will stop and see what you have to say, either on your personal timeline or in your group, if you post a picture. Sorry. I'm spitting in the microphone up here. If you post a picture with it. So whoever comes after me, you might want to bring some thief spray. I'm just saying. A little spitty up here today. Anyway, we're going to do a lot of Facebook. I told you this thing is deformed.
It's a boy microphone.
For real. And I have all girls at my house, so I'm just saying. All right, and then when we come out of Facebook, if we have time, we're going to do a few things in the virtual office, but not many. I think it was Kenzie that told us about the class that you can do. It's right in the virtual office for you. 3 years ago, that website was a dinosaur. The only thing they had was that old downline viewer, and that was it. There were no classes, there were no graphics. It was so hard to maneuver, and Young Living has come so far in 3 years in giving us the virtual office that we have right now. Y'all don't even know. I mean, it was bad, 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 bad. And so now we've got that PV Assist. I don't know if Kenzie told us about the PV Assist or if somebody else did. I'm going to show you how to find that. Let me just get a survey of the room. Who in this room is on ER? Okay, keep your hand up. On ER, how many of you use PV Assist? Yay! So it will be relevant. Okay, if your hand is still up, then again, it'll be a teaching opportunity for you to tell your people how to get on PV Assistant because you've already found it and you know how to do it. But if you are not on PV Assist, then we're going to show you how to do that because if you're on ER, you better have that set up, I'm just saying. All right, this is actually from my phone. The left side of this graphic is a folder that I have on my desktop on my cell phone. And I just titled it Young Living Tools. And I use these apps every day, and some of them I use more than once a day. So we're going to look at them specifically. Don't worry about getting their names down if you're frantically trying to write down what they say. I'm going to show you a big picture of them, and that's one of them right there. Oily Tools. Go to your app store, go to your Play Store. Now, I'm a Droid girl, and don't throw tomatoes at me because I have never had an iPhone. I didn't have one in Switch. I've always been a Droid girl, and I'm sticking with it because it's what I know and I like it. So don't talk about my Droid. But this is what I'm going to be teaching from, so it may be a little bit different from your iPhone, but not much. So you have to go to the App Store to get Oily Tools. I had to go to the Play Store. That's one of the biggest differences. You need this app. If you are a senior star or higher, there's no excuse for you not having this. If you're a new distributor or a star, you get a little bit of grace. But if you're a senior star or an executive or a silver or gold or platinum, you are for real building this business, wanting to be a leader, taking that leadership step with your team, and there is pertinent information in Oily Tools that you need as a business builder that you will not be able to get off the virtual office without making yourself crazy in that downline viewer. Jake Dempsey is the creator of Oily Tools, and he has done a phenomenal job of knowing exactly what we need to move our business forward. So every senior star and above in this room, I expect you to download this app before we leave here tonight. Okay? That's your first homework assignment. Get Oily Tools. The next one is the reference guide for EOs. That means this is the Higley guide, and it's for sale in the big book outside for $25. That big white book, is that right? This is that book, not as detailed. All the research and all of the extra stuff is not in this app. So you need the book, but this is only $6.99. It's not a free app, and it is worth way more than $6.99. Who has this app? All right, kudos to you if your hand is up. If your hand is down and you're a business builder, this is a tax write-off. There is no excuse for you not to have this app, because here's what happens. When the FDA swooped in and told us, or the Fudley Dudley administration is what I like to say, I'm glad they're in our lives for a lot of reasons, but one thing that I don't like is that they poke their nose around in things that just make me angry. And I couldn't say what I wanted to say, and I get it. I'm going to have to get into a philosophical discussion about why they did what they did. But I basically had, who was compliant? You were talking about being compliant. It took me so long to turn that compliant language on. It was hard. It was very hard for me to go from the way I was talking to the way that they wanted me to talk. This right here got me out of so many uncomfortable situations because I had trained my team to message me, post on our Facebook group. They would ask me all kinds of questions, and I'm not a nurse. I was a first grade teacher for 7 years. I don't have a degree in the medical stuff, and I didn't pretend to. I just told them, this is what's worked for us, blah, blah, blah. If they asked me that question after the FDA started paying attention to us, all I had to do was take a picture of this app, send them the screenshot, and say, spend $6.99 and answer your question yourself. I'm sorry, I can't answer that for you. It took all of the liability off of me and put every bit of the research responsibility on them, which is where Young Living wanted it to be in the first place. We shouldn't be answering those kinds of questions because none of us are licensed in that area. We can't diagnose, treat, or cure. And even if you are a licensed nurse, doctor, if you have a degree, it's still a different degree than what we're dealing with because we're not dealing with pharmaceuticals. So even in the medical field, it's just different. And so this will get you out of a lot of predicaments, and it will give you freedom in your business to not be answering 9 million questions a day and not working your business because people want to know about toe fungus. It's like, go find that out yourself. I can't help you. So, I mean, I'm not that way with my people. That's why I still have a group, because we chat about stuff like that. I didn't totally turn everybody away. I just equipped them to do it better. Okay, this is a website. This is not an app. At least I don't think she has an app yet. She should. But this is from a girl in Birmingham. I'm good friends with this lady. Lori Gordon created this site, and this is her business now. She's a gold, and she has turned this into a great resource for us. But write down this website because it gets confused all the time. It's www.oilrevolution designs. The only S that makes anything plural in this website is designs. There's not an S after revolution, and there's not a Y after oil. It's not Oily Revolutions Designs. People say that all the time, and then they can't find her, and then they're mad at me because they wrote it down wrong. So don't be mad at me. Write it down right. oilrevolutiondesigns.com. And she charges $5 a month for the most beautiful graphics you will ever see. Way prettier than what I'm about to help you create, I'm just saying. It's worth it. It's worth $5 a month. Or you can pay $55 for a yearly subscription, and that's a tax write-off as well. But this is where you get the essential oils starter guides, the tools that you can use in a 101 class to help educate your people. This is how my team went from freaking out to being confident and, oh, I can share this. They give someone a book from Lori that I bought and gave them as a gift. And then they took that gift with them to Panera and sat down and shared it with their new people. And it's easy breezy. Well, it started with this website. And so that's the technology part. All right, the next thing that we're going to talk about today is Dropshots. This is an app, and this is where we're going to end today, but I wanted you to go ahead and write this down because this is the app that you need to download for free in either your app store or the Play Store. Get Dropshots, but go ahead and do it right now or in the next 5 minutes, but you're going to need it because this is going to be your hands-on portion of our class today, so that you won't be scared to touch your phone to make a graphic to grow your team. So if you don't have Dropshots, go ahead and get it because it's free to download, but then there are elements inside this app that are 99 cents a piece. So you don't have to buy everything all at once, but there are some things like the Valor graphic comes in a little kit for 99 cents. The diffusers are in their own little package for 99 cents. If you're going to use this app, it is worth it to spend 99 cents per each section, but we'll talk about that again in a second. If we have time, I'm going to pull my laptop out and you can pull up yours, and we're all going to pull up our downlines, and you're going to look at something in your downline viewer with me, but that's a bonus. That's not my goal for today. That's just if we have time and we need to get there, we can. And I hope when you leave today after hearing from me that you feel like this, that you're no longer scared to turn on your phone, scared to use an app, scared to move forward. You will be jumping for joy because there's something new that you have done today. Okay? So everybody go back to your phone or your iPad and open up Facebook. That's what we're going to do first. And I'm going to put this down for just a second. Hello. I should have turned it a long time ago. Has it been that big the whole time? It was a little bit square, wasn't it?
You have to hold it sideways.
See why I said oh, mercy. Why she got me? All right. Let me make sure I'm on the right page. Okay, before we move into this part, this is going to be a hands-on part, but I want you to understand something. This is what you know. Everybody make a little circle with your hands and say, this is what I know. Everything outside of my circle is what I don't know. Everything outside of your circle is what you don't know. That area outside of what you know is where the magic happens. But it's scary because you don't know it. And right now you don't even know what you don't know. Think about that for a second. There are things that you don't know that I'm about to show you on Facebook that are not hard.